Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from, and welcome back to another Bitcoin technical analysis. Now in this video today, we're going to be discussing the current state of Bitcoin. Is it bearish? Is it bullish? Can we see 1K, or are we more likely to see 6K? So we're going to be talking about all this and much more, so if you guys are interested, go ahead and stick around for the video, and do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on into this, because Bitcoin's kind of in a weird state in its current mood right now, along with a lot of the cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin itself over here is still looking a little bit bearish. I would say in the short term, it's looking a little bit bullish, but in the midterm, you still have bearish, and then in the long term, you have bullish. Now, what I mean by this is we are seeing a falling wedge of sorts on Bitcoin on our 4-hour chart or on Coinbase. You're seeing this falling wedge. You have 2 touches on support. Again, ideally, we would have went 3. And then you have around 4 or 5 touches along resistance. So we know that this resistance is definitely verified over here. We know that it's strong and that it's playing a significant impact on the price action of Bitcoin. But we also know that there is at least some sort of support over here for Bitcoin. Now, something I do want to show so that you guys just don't see these random lines over here is that if we zoom out, we are going to see a falling wedge of sorts even on Bitcoin over here. Again, we said last time that best case scenario, this would be our bottom, and that this would be a falling wedge, in a best case scenario. Obviously, we said that that was extremely not likely, but we are holding generally in the same area. So let's just say, for the sake of an argument, that this is the bottom of BTC over here, which I don't believe it is, but let's just say it is. Again, you could still have this play in effect if this is the best case scenario for Bitcoin, and you have an even larger falling wedge inside of this, and then your resistance for this area would still be around 5,500, so pretty high up there. So that raises the argument, is it likely for us to go and at least start kind of touch this resistance, or is it likely for us to go and mess with our 200 EMA up here at around 4,900? I think that is definitely possible. However, I don't think we're done following it. I don't think we're really going to be able to hold this level. I do think that if this falling wedge over here is completely respected, and we're able to kind of break out of this, then I think you can definitely go up, touch the 200 MA or 200 EMA, probably get rejected and get lower lows. I still think 2,900 is a much better target over here for the bottom of Bitcoin. If we're going to see it there at all. A lot of people are still saying it's going to be around $1,200, but that's still yet to discover, because Bitcoin is in such a hard state right now, where, I mean, if you even look at your oscillators, you're seeing that right now it's very, very neutral. Even on your MACD, it's very, very neutral. On your RSI, I mean, it really it's in a hard place right now. You're seeing positive momentum fall off, you're seeing negative momentum fall off, and it's just kind of in this no man's land middle ground, trying to decide what it wants to do. Now, the one thing that I will say over here, that although we do have a little bit of a falling wedge, not yet completely confirmed, again, very, very strange looking one, if we want to call this a falling wedge at all, because what you have is you have this first touch point, a huge gap between your second touch point, and it just riding resistance. Now, it's not to say that this isn't possible, it's just to say it's a very weird formation, and with technical analysis, the more unorthodox the formation is, the less likely it is to play out how it's supposed to. So the cleaner that the formation looks, the more reliable essentially it becomes. And with this being a little bit clunky over here of a falling wedge, it's we have to take that into account. But with that being said, guys, I don't know if there's too much else to talk about. Oh, so yeah, one more thing is that if there's not buyers at this point, I've said this a million times, but if there's not buyers at this point, then Bitcoin will fall to a point where there are buyers. And that's just something that we're seeing right now, is that there just is not sufficient buying pressure. We fell a lot, barely balanced, and there just really hasn't been that much buyers since. Of course, every time we take a leg down here, we see a little bit of a bounce, never able to fully retrace, and we're actually seeing lower levels of positive momentum all the way down here. Now we've fallen a significant amount, and with hardly any of a bounce at all, and again, buyers are disappearing, so you could imagine that it's going to continue following the same pattern that we've had all the way down over here, of it just falling, not having enough buyers, going to continue falling until you get a significant level of buyers over here, which will trigger hopefully some sort of a reversal in this giant pattern that we've had going on for the last essentially 12 months now, which is crazy to think about, and I guess time does fly. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go and bring this video to an end. I want to make sure that we do a little recap here, but in the end, guys, Bitcoin a little bullish for short term, bearish for midterm, and definitely bullish for long term. I think that we are starting to see the end of this bear rally. I think it's almost over. and that we just have a little bit of ways to go. I think the worst is behind us, you know, certainly, because going from nearly 20K to 3K is a significant drop. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the worst is behind us at this point, and that we are getting ready to enter into the final stages of this bear market before we start seeing, you know, lower levels of negative price action and bearish momentum. I think the bears are definitely starting to get a little bit exhausted, especially after this last leg down that we've had, and you know, I think times are getting ready to shift. However, again, not done yet. I think you still have that midterm, that middle ground, where you're gonna have the bears and they're just gonna have one last hurrah. They're gonna be able to drive this down, you know, I think a little bit more, and then we'll have to see what happens from there. But again, it's really hard to say because of just how neutral everything is on this chart. I mean, your volume's low. I mean, and I guess you could say that your positive volume's dropping off, which is negative, but everything's just so neutral at this point. It's really hard to say. I think that if we are going to see some sort of a shift or some sort of a larger move here, it's going to be into next week. Probably, again, during the actual week itself, not the weekends. The weekends are notable for having low levels of volume and very small movements. So I think if there is going to be something that is going to happen that is, you know, of any large scale event, it's going to be during next week, or the week after that, you know, of course. But I think for the weekends, for the most part, especially during holiday season, you're not going to have these significantly large moves. So that's going to go ahead and bring us to the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. But until next time, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.